The great goddess that bendeth over the universe is my mistress. I am the winged globe at her heart. I contracteth as she ever expandeth. At the end, all is one. Welcome to the first Sunday School of September. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far and being safe. We are on chapter 6 of Liber Ararita. There's only one more chapter. Each of them have 14 verses. The first one is unnumbered, so there's a total of 13 numbered verses. There's 0, 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of those we could project quite neatly upon a tree of life. So there's a 0 for each one of them. Then there's a 1 for Kether, and a 2 for Hokmah, and a 3 for Bina, etc., 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 all the way down the tree of life. Now remember, each sephira, each of these sephiroth from 3 to 9 are planetary spheres. And 10 is you and me and Earth. Okay? And there's phases of, in particular, Crowley's own initiatory career is unfolding. But in a sense, we can eavesdrop on his unfoldment to get an idea of what the generic mechanics of the unfolding is. So people often wondered why Crowley's holy guardian angel was named Aiwass. So why do other people use Aiwass as a substitute name for their own holy guardian angel? Well, that's just what it is, a substitute, until you find your own holy guardian angel's name. In the same way that Kabbalist would use the word Adonai, or just the generic word Lord, to represent the holy guardian angel, until such a time as the supreme and intimate name is revealed to you. So, but anyway, so we're on part 6 of this, and this is where the ideas reappear in the form appointed by the adept. And I believe that this particular one is the most sublimely understandable. But if we look at it as a tree of life thing, okay, number 0 is, I'll read it to you, 0. Deeper and deeper into the mire of things, farther and farther into the never-ending expansion of the abyss. The great goddess, number 1, the great goddess, that's number 1 for right up here. Number 1, the great goddess that bendeth over the universe is my mistress. I am the winged globe at her heart. So that's number 1, Nuit and Hadit. For number 2, now remember, number 2 is not really a separate anything. It's an expression. It's the second sentence of number 1. Okay, so number one is saying, the great goddess that bendeth over the universe is my mistress. I am the winged globe at her heart. And the second sentence of that is, I contracteth as she ever expandeth. And the third sentence, and they're all talking about the oneness of things. The third sentence is, at the end, all is one. So what we're saying is, this may look like three, but it's really one. And here's the internal conversation that's going on in that transcendent oneness. The great goddess that bendeth over the universe is my mistress, and I am the winged globe at her heart. I contracteth as she ever expandeth. At the end, all is one. And we start coming down the tree. Number 4. Our loves have brought to birth the Father, the creator of all things. Now that makes sense because number 4 is the demiurgos. Okay, the God that thinks it's a God, but it's not a God because it's not totally aware that there were 3 conditions that caused it to form. But anyway, it's the father of things. It's the sphere of Jupiter. Jupiter, Jove, Jehovah. You say Jove when you're drunk, and it goes Jehovah. The Father, okay. Number 4, our loves have brought to birth the Father and creator of all things. Now, that's where the creator is, okay? You got to get down into the workshop of the universe in order to be the creator. Up here in 1, 2, and 3, it's too cool, it's too potential to be the workshop. Okay? It's the subtle it's the tendency toward creation. But creation actually starts right here with number 4. Pythagoras almost came out and said, hey, the real number 1 is, the number 1 we can think about is really number 4. So that's why the demiurgos, the Joves, the Jupiters, the Jehovahs think they're God. That's why Jehovah's jealous. Oh, thou shalt have no other God. I'm the one. Oh, well, that's a tip-off. That insecurity, okay, is a tip-off that he just has an inkling that he somehow he got created. Okay. This is Lon Sunday School. Okay, number 5. He has established the elements, the aether, the air, the water, the earth, and the fire. Now there's 5 elements, okay? This is number 5. 5, the pentagram, okay? The pentagram that rules and controls and banishes and invokes all of the elements, and the key to that power, that key to the ability to mix all of those elements is spirit. Okay, number 5. He hath established the elements, the aether, the air, the water, the earth, the fire. Number 6. He hath established the wandering stars in their courses. Number 7. He hath plowed with the 7 stars of his plow, that 7 might move indeed, yet ever point to the unchanging one. Number 8. He hath established the 8 belts wherewith he has girdled the globes. Okay, so just grab yourself a globe, and it creates the sphere, those poles and equators and the two whatever they're called that bisect those. Okay, number 9, the foundation itself. He has established the trinity of triads in all things, forcing fire into fire and ordering all things in the stable abode of the kings of Egypt. Now, let's look at those triads. He has established a trinity of triads. There's triad number 1, there's triad number 2, and there's triad number 3, and all of that is founded, is based, is locked in. The foundation of that is number 9. He has established the trinity of triads in all things. So that pattern, like the repeating fractal patterns, that pattern is established from the highest heavens all the way down to where it starts to get crazy in subatomic particles and stuff. Okay. Finally, okay, I'll read number 9 again because it's really wild. He hath established the trinity of triads in all things, forcing fire into fire, and ordering all things in the stable abodes of the kings of Egypt. The kings of Egypt is the, and the black land is a metaphor for the kingdom of creation as it stands. And if you want to get even more obscure, the black land or the kingdom of Egypt is called Chem, and the chemical, whence we get the word chemistry, and the elemental structure of existence. Okay. Number 10. He hath established his rule in his kingdom. And now what happens every time at 11, 12, and 13? It says, yet the Father also bowed to the power of the star 418, and thereby, number 12, in his subtlety he expanded it all into the 12 rays of the crown, and number 13 is, and these 12 rays are one. So, just to review, deeper and deeper into the mire of things, farther and farther into the never-ending expansion of the abyss. The great goddess that bendeth over the universe is my mistress. I am the winged globe at her heart. I contracteth as she ever expandeth. At the end, all is one. Our loves have brought to birth the Father and the Creator of all things. He established the elements, the aether, the air, the water, the earth, and the fire. He hath established the wandering stars in their courses. He hath plowed with the 7 stars of his plow, that the 7 might move indeed, yet ever point to the unchanging one. He hath established the 8 belts wherewith he has girdled the globes. He hath established the trinity of triads in all things, forcing fire into fire, and ordering all things in the stable abode of the kings of Egypt. He hath established his rule in his kingdom. Yet the Father also bowed to the power of the star 418, and thereby, in his subtlety, he expanded it all into the 12 rays of the crown. And these 12 rays are one. And that's Sunday School for today. Tomorrow we will finish up Liber Ararita and maybe try to put everything in sort of a orderly fashion. Here's what a suggestion that I might give to you. You might make for yourself a really kind of big tree of life, maybe as big as this, and just keep a big one, okay? And in each of the, over the top of each of them, write out all 6 of line zeros on Liber Ararita. And then in the number 1, if it's big enough, write out all the number 1s, all 7 number 1s, okay? And then all 7 number 2s, okay? So you can see Liber Ararita, how it is projected on and over and under a giant tree of life. It might help you sort of picture in your mind the flow of all of this. Because remember, when we're talking about states of mind and consciousness expansion and the moving, expanding from initiatory grade to initiatory grade, we are getting ourselves out of old linear thought patterns, okay? So we may look at these things as happening, one step at a time, just a little ladder here with all of its little things inside, and then below that another little ladder here with all of the things inside of that, just like one tree of life on top of another. There aren't 4 trees of life on top of, no, everything is happening simultaneously. Once you get into the realm of consciousness stuff, we lose our familiar but binding concept of linear thought. Everything is happening simultaneously. And the genius of Kabbalistic exercises and the Kabbalistic way of doing things like Crowley's trying to do here with Liber Ararita is to, as much as possible, use the tools of our linear thought to overcome the boundaries of linear thought, to use the vocabulary of duality to obliterate duality. Anyway, that is Sunday School for today. We've got a 3-day weekend, at least here in the United States. I hope everybody is not going to do anything crazy and go to the beach and lick everybody's faces or anything. I want you to stay healthy. And I'll be here tomorrow. We'll finish up Liber Ararita. Continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will.